Did you know that in 1948, a man was found dead on an Australian beach, and to this day, no one knows who he was? This is the true story of the Somerton man. On the morning of December 1st, 1948, at Somerton Park Beach near Adelaide, South Australia, passersby noticed a man lying on the sand. His head was propped against the seawall, and he was dressed impeccably in a suit and tie. He looked as if he might be sleeping. But as the day wore on and he didn't move, people grew concerned. When police arrived, they found he was dead. There were no signs of a struggle. No wounds. His pockets contained an unused train ticket, a bus ticket, a comb, some gum, and a pack of cigarettes, but a different brand of expensive cigarettes was inside the pack. Most importantly, he had no wallet, no cash, and no identification of any kind. All the labels on his clothing had been carefully cut off. The autopsy was just as baffling. The coroner suspected he had been poisoned, but no trace of any known poison could be found. He concluded that the man died from heart failure, possibly induced by a fast-acting, undetectable poison. His last meal, a pastry, showed no signs of contamination. The police were at a dead end. They released his fingerprints and a photograph to the public, hoping someone would recognize him. The case became a national sensation. People from all over Australia and even overseas came forward, believing the man was their missing loved one. But dental records and fingerprints ruled out every single claim. He matched no one. Months later, a breakthrough seemed to come. Police re-examined the man's belongings and found a tiny, hidden fob pocket in his trousers. Inside was a small, tightly rolled piece of paper. On it were two printed words: Tamám Shud. It was a phrase from a collection of poems called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, and it meant, "It is ended," or "It is finished." This clue led investigators on a nationwide hunt for the specific book this scrap came from. Eventually, a man came forward. He told police that after the story broke, he found a rare copy of the Rubaiyat in the back of his unlocked car, which he had parked near Somerton Beach around the time the man died. He thought nothing of it and tossed it aside. But when he saw the news about the Tamám Shud clue, he checked the book. The last page containing that phrase had been torn out. Inside the back cover of the book, police found something else: faint pencil markings. It appeared to be a coded message. Top cryptographers from the Department of Defense were brought in to decipher it, but they couldn't. The string of seemingly random letters remains an unbreakable code to this day. There was also a phone number written in the book belonging to a nurse who lived just a short walk from where the body was found. When questioned, the nurse, whose name was Jessica Thompson, denied knowing the man. However, witnesses reported she seemed evasive and nearly fainted when shown a plaster cast of his face. She had once owned a copy of the Rubaiyat, which she gave to an army lieutenant named Alfred Boxall during World War II. Police thought they had found their man, but Alfred Boxall was found alive and well with his copy of the Rubaiyat and the Tamám Shud page still intact. Jessica Thompson took her secrets to the grave, and for decades the case went cold. The unknown man was buried under a headstone that read, "Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach." In recent years, DNA research has offered new hope. In 2022, a researcher claimed to have used hair found in the plaster mask to trace the man's family tree, identifying him as Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne. But this identification is not officially confirmed by police, and it doesn't answer the most important questions. If he was Carl Webb, why did he travel to Adelaide under a false identity? Why were the tags cut from his clothes? Who did he plan to meet? What did the unbreakable code mean, and why was he carrying the words, "It is finished"? Was he a spy, a jilted lover, or something else entirely? After more than 70 years, the man on the beach remains an enigma, his final moments a quiet, unsettling mystery. Who was he really, and what brought him to that lonely stretch of sand to meet his end? The case may be closed, but the mystery remains. What do you think really happened? Subscribe for more real-life stories that are darker and stranger than fiction.